Good morning and welcome back to Eurosatory News. I'm joined by the two gentlemen you see with me, Dennis Rasmussen and Ulrich Mack of Lorenz. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much and
Thank
good
you very
morning.
much, and good morning.
Well, I'd be remiss not to point out that we have a guest sitting on our breakfast table here, but this is obviously not breakfast. What do we have here?
This is not breakfast, and on every other image from Lorenz, you will surely see a drone. Therefore, it might surprise someone
Yes.
that we do not make drones at all. No, because what we do software as a service. So we provide the service and the back end through a cloud-based platform in order to fly and control the drone wherever it might be.
Software as a service has been quite the sort of evolving domain over the past few years,
Yes.
Particularly when it comes to the way that people can interact and collaborate,
Yes.
particularly when the distance is great between those two creative
Yeah.
bodies.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
in the way of Lorenz's DNA, I imagine over the past few years, especially with COVID hitting and what's happening now in Europe, it's your DNA has become even more defined. Can you speak to that for us?
Yeah, let me try. What we did, we made the control of the drone smarter, safer, and greener. So what we did was, especially also in consideration with COVID, we took the control of the drone out of harm's way. Normally it's one man, one drone. Now it's a cloud-based system from which we can control enormous mix of drones, multiple drones, or ground robots for that sake,
All at the same
wherever they
time.
might be.
Wow. What was the sort of design turnaround time for conceptualizing something of this nature?
I think Dennis should answer to that.
Yeah, the design turnaround for us was, I think, when we saw the market for drones, and it was in the beginning. We started the company in 2017, and it was started by a founder who saw that CCTV systems, security systems, they had a lot of theft. They were buying a lot of security cameras, and they thought, well, could we do this smarter in some way?
Yeah.
So they made this idea about having autonomous drones doing autonomous missions, having a moving security camera, moving around the facility, checking the things they usually buy a security camera for. So they invented this small AI link, which is mounted on top of the drone. This makes us able to take control of the drone wherever you are in the world, and with sub-second latency.
Yeah.
So if you are in Dubai and we are operating a drone in Denmark, we have below half a second of latency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Half a second.
Half a second of latency.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Compared to the kind of latency those CCT cameras
Yeah.
have right there on location.
Yeah, and this also makes us able to interact with the drones while in operation. So if we are doing an autonomous mission, we are sending the drone out in the UK on an autonomous mission, and the control room wants to interact and we say, okay, we see some persons, we want to do a search pattern or something, search for people. We can, from the control room, we can interact with the drone directly. We can start the drone in air, give it new waypoints, give it new lines and points of interest for the camera. So interaction with sub-second latency, and that's very important for us.
What's also exciting is that I imagine that the learning evolution is real time,
Yeah.
which is quite stunning when we think back to just a few years ago to fast forward to today, and we have something of this nature now.
Yeah.
What would you say is the next step?
The next
The
step.
next sort of peek into the future, because obviously this is sort of the future. But
Yeah.
if we're speaking logistically in the next 2 years,
Yeah. Should I? Yeah. Well, looking into the next 2 years, we are looking at a legislational part, because if you are a private security company, if you are a private company, there are some regulations, some legislation that says we need to have a pilot present. But the missions and the systems are evolving, so we can fly a drone autonomously without having a pilot present. So I think the next steps we are going to see is that we are moving more towards autonomous drones, drone swarms, drones doing jobs, tasks, and reducing the manpower spent on operation. Because one of the things we see when we look into that is that police forces around the world have restricted amount
Yeah.
of manpower.
Yeah.
So the way they use the manpower and using the manpower in the right way is what is creating the use for drones and so on.
I guess one of the big questions is, how long will it take before legislation catches up?
Yeah, that's a very...
It's a very nuanced question, and
Yeah.
I don't expect you to have the answer.
No.
But it seems to be a recurring theme for other people who've come by and had a discussion with us as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
that the science is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And
So-
the legislation, however, has been stagnating in the same sort of
Yeah.
puddle,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah.
And what do you have there, sir, with your on your laptop?
Yeah, well, that's the operational overview. The control room software we have. We have a map of Denmark. We have multiple drones in operation. We have a data stream coming in from a rescue service. But I can interact with each drone and give it new waypoints and so on. It's just to show that you have a multiple drone operation in the same view, in the software, and in also a secure data stream
Yeah.
with military encryption. So yeah,
Kind of eyes everywhere if necessary.
yeah.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing to see how far we've come in so little time.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure talking to both of you. Thank you for joining us, and
Pleasure is ours.
And thank you.
congratulations on your work here at
Thank you
Eurosatory
Thank
this
you very
week.
much.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Take care.